welcome from IBM, Dave Bartlett and Greg Peterson. Hi, guys.
Hey, how you doing?
Great. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Sherry, how are you? Good to see you.
Hi, good to see you.
Thank you for being on the show. Oh, let me give you a handheld if one of you has a lav. Is that terrific? What is exciting and new at RealCom 2012?
What's exciting and new is...
By the way, congratulations.
oh, thanks. I mean, that was certainly an exciting moment for us, winning the Digi Award this year.
Yeah. Why do you think, not to say why, what was unique about what you guys did that you think led to that happening?
Well, it's kind of what IBCon, this inaugural event, is all about. It's, we've just this profound moment of time when everything's becoming so instrumented, so interconnected, that we have the opportunity now to get insight into buildings and campuses that was never possible before. So the whole idea was the value IBM could bring to the IBM Rochester campus, which is over 3 million square feet, 35 buildings, is put a layer on top of all the building control systems, air handling units, everything, and listen to that data, holistically collect it. If we could do that and run analytics on it, then we could come up with new ideas, new insights into how to optimize not only energy, but how we maintain the buildings and therefore help the company save money, meet its sustainability goals, keep us in business, right?
Talk about IBM's commitment to digital building and also where it comes from. What sparked this flame and this passion?
Well, if you've seen our Smarter Planet campaigns, it all speaks to how the physical world is becoming instrumented and the opportunity IBM has to help companies take advantage of this information to make their businesses more competitive. Buildings is one that we focused on because it happens to be one of the biggest energy users on the planet.
What's the percentage? There's some, have you heard?
Oh yeah, so I mean, if you go into places like New York City, 79% of the greenhouse gas comes from buildings. And everybody knows how much traffic is in and out there. But it's not from the traffic, it's from the buildings. On the average around the world, the buildings use 70% energy. I mean, it's incredible, right? So the opportunity to is tremendous, really, to make buildings more efficient. Jim Smith made a comment in his opening remarks yesterday. If you look at how fast the industry's moved forward in the last decade in terms of smartphones, automobiles, but buildings have kind of just lagged. So we have the opportunity to fast forward buildings the next 10 years to the degree that you've seen, smartphones, automobiles, IT fast forward. So,
what IBM have up its sleeve as far as what types of technologies are coming up next when it comes to smart buildings and intelligent design?
Well, some of the most creative aspects we've done, not just as an IT organization, but working with our own facilities group, which Greg has done some really innovative work with this technology, and one that he's making available in the product for our customers. So maybe, Greg, you can tell about what we did at the campus there.
Yeah, the Rochester campus, as Dave mentioned, it's over 3 million square feet, 20-something buildings. And if you look at the different systems within the building, a lot of those systems operate independently. So they're not talking to each other, not communicating with one another. Even the systems within the building that's the same system, let's say it's the chilled water system, for example, the different components of the chilled water system don't communicate with the other components. So the idea here is we've got all this data, let's integrate these systems, let's pull all this together into one platform, and then let's use that data and run analytics on that to figure out what's the most efficient way to operate this system. Before, we would operate the subcomponents of one system efficiently and thinking we're increasing the overall efficiency when indeed we may not be. We may be optimizing the efficiency of one particular component of that system and hurting the other systems. By tying them all together, it's not manual, it's now automatic. We can look at this data and figure out what's the most optimum way to run the entire system. So that's certainly one piece of it. We had the data. Now we've just got to be able to put the analytic engine and to understand how to drive the overall efficiency. So that's just one system that I'm talking about. You can do that for the entire building as well. So in the case of Rochester, you know, it's a huge campus, multiple buildings, over 3 million square feet. You just can't do that with the technology that we had with the typical building management systems. So by coming in, putting this platform on top of, it just sits on top of all the other multiple building control systems that we have. It's able to talk to all the different systems that we have, bring all that data together, and now we can maximize the efficiency, overall efficiency of that building. Now, with all that said, when we chose the Rochester building, the Rochester site, my first impression was we're going to be limited in the amount of savings that we can drive out of this facility because we've done a lot of upgrading of legacy equipment. We've done a 3-year retro commissioning program that we had just finished. So when we started to implement this, I said, you know, our savings, I think, are going to be minimal because we already have a very efficient site. Well, lo and behold, I wasn't right. We were seeing about 10%, in excess of 10% savings from the intelligent building platform that we have in place right now. And that's just, and we're really just starting. That's just the very beginning. I think as Dave was mentioning, you know, we have a lot up our sleeve. We're going to continue to develop this. We're going to continue with new ideas and new ways to drive this efficiency.
Fascinating. When you guys look at this show and you look at what's being offered and what's being talked about, what are, to you, the more exciting things that are being talked about?
Yeah, well, I think, I mean, you go out on this floor, it's so impressive. There's just so much innovation and ideas. And you know, this is such a grand challenge for the country, for the world. It's not about one company doing it. It's all about innovative collaboration.
Yes.
So it's like putting these ideas together to get that 1 + 1 = 3. That's what it's all about.
Well, and that seems to be what IBM has always been about for so long, and that's, I think, why your projects are winning Digis and why you're helping to change the face of our industry. So I thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Conference Live. Thank you,
Thank you.
gentlemen, and congrats again.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.